So follow the link in the chat. We are going to do introductions for like 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm going to show you, once you have reached this link here on your site, you can just have, you will be able to see this pink icon here. So you can just click on it and then put your name here. If you're called Solomon, like me, I have my name here, then put brackets and put your school. So I'm at Makerere College. Makerere University is my school. And after putting your name and brackets, your school, then you just come and hover on, don't put your picture. We don't want people's pictures here. So you have to go to the fourth icon here, which just enables you to search an avatar. Then just search for your favorite avatar. So my avatar here, I would go for, you can choose any avatar which represents you. We don't encourage you putting your picture for security purposes. So I'll just put this to represent me. And after putting this, then you now put here the question, what inspired you to sign up for this camp? It should be here. So I can say I was inspired because I want to be a software engineer. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor who deals with machines. Whatever you want, whoever, if I were inspired by your friend, so like me, I was inspired by my friend Trinity, who develops amazing games. And then after, this is all, just be summarized, don't write a lot of stuff. This is just basically for other people to know about you and also to know your aspirations and why you're here, what are your expectations. So then after this, you just click on publish here, and then you're good to go. So if you've published, your profile is going to come here and you can always move it anyway. So I hope you can always like your friend is, if I want, I can like this person. So this is an icon for liking. If you want to comment, you can just add a comment on anyone's. Okay. So for those who are just joining, let me share the link one more time. And you can do your, I can see tender here, but tender, we don't see your school. So you can put the brackets, you can just click on edit here, then you put your name and then brackets your school, and then what inspired you. So this should, you can do it in your own time. Otherwise, we want to get started now with the class. Yes, Sprite, nice to meet you today. And also you can say hi in the chat as well. Okay, so nice. I can see some of you are already filling in. Okay, keep them coming. Let me share my other screen, then we get started. Sorry. Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me. Okay, so you will just excuse me. There are some people who are not finding the links. I'm trying to forward it to them. Some people didn't receive the link. So I don't know why they were not sent the link. Okay, so now we are good. Now I hope everyone can see my PowerPoint here. So this is the Explore stage of the program, and we are going to, sorry. Sorry. Okay, now I expect no one to have any coding experience, but we are going to start with looking at what a computer is and what's programming. So someone can try in the chat. It's going to be an interactive session, so I expect you to do your contributions as well. What is computer programming according to your understanding? Just type in the chat. Or if you want, I can give one person a chance to raise up their hand, and then we can hear what you have to say. Someone wants to try. What do you understand by computer programming? When you heard that word, what would come in your mind? Okay, I see Sasa Crew, please unmute.
Coding is learning how to make games and apps.
Very good, very good. Let's get to hear from the next person. Let me just allow you to unmute. Sorry. Others, you can just type in the chat as well. So you can unmute the next person.
Yes, I think computer programming is to like the programs that are in a computer and apps or like how they program or work. I think that's what computer programming is.
Nice, nice, nice. Brilliant. So let's get to hear from the next person. Let me see. You can unmute, please.
Programming is to find a sequence of instructions that solves a specific problem on a computer.
Very good, very good. So the last person, let me give a chance to the last person, then the rest we can leave your definitions in the chat.
Yes, teacher. For me, programming, this is when a programmer places digits and and numbers and symbols together in order to create give instructions to software or to give instructions to software or to give instructions to machines like robots.
Amazing. So all of you can now see that there are so many different ways that we can explain things, and that's how we can attempt to define computer programming. So a computer is an electronic device, or it's a machine that is used for us to compute things, to solve, to make things easier for us in daily lives. And we use computers in hospitals, we use computers at home, we use computers at school. Even pilots use computers. All the airplanes that you see in the air, they use computers. NASA launched spaceships to space and also to Mars, to other planets. All this is being done by computers. So there is a lot that computers can do, and they do that through a process of programming. And that's what we are going to be attempting to learn throughout our adventure. We are going to enable you to develop programs that can solve, can be solutions to existing problems. Now, so let's now get to, having heard from you, let me also give you my own definition, which is very similar to what you said. So computer programming is a process of writing a list of instructions that you want the computer to follow in a certain order. There are things which I want you to mark here. I want you to memorize what I'm going to highlight here. So there are instructions, and they have to follow a certain order. So those are the key principles that you have to put in mind throughout the whole programming adventure. Even when you move on to the Ignite stage, when you're doing with Python and Java, other languages which are learned in our advanced stages, you will always have to follow a certain order. So let's start with, programming is not new to us. Much as we have not done it on computers, we have done it in real life. Your parents have programmed you to wake up at 6 a.m. and sleep at 9 a.m. Or they have programmed you that at 1 p.m. you have to eat. They have programmed you, your school. But just imagine you are born and you had to just go to school immediately when you are born without anyone telling you how to walk to school, how to speak your language. Some of us here, all of us have our mother languages, but then how did you come to learn those your mother languages or your native languages? It was through a process of programming. Your parents programmed you to understand those languages. Just like I have said, languages, even computers have what we call their own languages. In order for you to speak to a computer, in order for you to give it instructions, it will not hear your Runyankole, it will not hear your Kiswahili, it will not hear your Lugisu or the Baganda. It will not understand the language that it understands. So they also have what we call computer languages, and it's our role as we humans to learn computer languages if we want to communicate with the computers. Now, so we give them, it's just like in real life. You can have your program, which has on the list, as we said, it's a list here. So this is a list of Terry. This is Terry, one of my best coders. So he has a program, on his program, the first item is to eat breakfast, then go to school, then go home, then eat dinner and sleep. But then Trinity, somewhere, who is not a good programmer, would start by sleeping and then go home, then eat dinner, then eat breakfast, then go to school. So Trinity is not organized. And Trinity's list is not a good program. But Terry here, his list is organized and it is following a certain order. And that's why Trinity, if Trinity follows this program, Trinity will be able to go through the normal procedure of life in a day. So imagine I was a robot. Imagine, let's say, who can be our robot here. So imagine Isaac is a robot. Isaac is a machine. Isaac doesn't think. Isaac doesn't have feelings, but whatever you tell Isaac is what Isaac will have to do. So if you disorganize Isaac and give him the wrong instructions, Isaac will end up in the middle of the road in the wrong time, and they are going to knock him. So even computers, if you give them wrong instructions, which are not following a right order, they are going to crash, and the program is going to be wrong. And those are programs which you see that this program has crashed. Now, so talking about languages, one program that allows you to make simple games, videos, stories, and so many more is called Scratch. And it's just like the other languages that we are going to see. And some people do this through Scratch. Some people do the games and the animation through Minecraft, which is also a good tool that we may use in the next stage. Then it gives us the tools to make our own program. So let me just, I see your hands are up. Let me get to hear from you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you make a game by Notepad?
Yeah, you can make a game on a Notepad. Yeah, we shall share with you how to do that. Now, so let's, anyone else wants to ask? Okay, so let's proceed. Now, just imagine programming was all about this. And because this is HTML, and just imagine you woke up as a baby as you are, and they told you have to do programming, and this is what you have to write. So it would be so complex for you, and that's why we don't always start with that. This is what we call advanced programming, which we just put characters together, and then the computer understands what we are saying or what we are telling it to do. But then Scratch makes life easy because we use blocks in Scratch as you're going to be doing. So let me just share a link for you. We shared the link, I think, in your invitation. If you didn't get the link, then I'm going to share it again. And for now, I just want us to use the online version to develop our programs, and we shall share with you the link to download it, because if you want to download right now, it may take you some time.
Excuse me.
So let me share the link in the chat here for you to just.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yes. What if we already?
If you already installed your Scratch, then that's okay. You just open your Scratch, then we start. Yes, Isaac. Okay, sorry, I'm unable to hear you, but you can always leave your question in the chat as well. So I'm just getting the link. Just give me a minute. You get the link to the offline version. To the online version, sorry. So those who are asking if it's available on Play Store, on App Store, yes, it's available on App Store. So you can first use this link for the online version. Let me also share the offline version. So while I'm still explaining, some of you can be installing the offline version. So Scratch is one of the tools that we are going to be using. Then we shall also introduce other apps as we proceed with the adventure. So Kyle is asking, must I buy the Scratch app? No, the Scratch app is completely free. Yeah, you don't need to buy it. And so Priet has downloaded the version. That's very good. So if you want to say anything, you can raise up your hand or just leave it in the chat. So let's get to hear
Yes,
from.
teacher, I wanted to say something.
Yes,
Teacher,
please.
like I am in Aga Khan, so we just started to learn about Scratch, but I was not getting it. So teacher, I had a question, like how do we make the character to move in Scratch?
So that's what we are going to be learning, I think, for how to make characters moving. So you just have to pay attention, open your Scratch, then we're going to get started to make them move.
Yeah, teacher, mine is on.
All right, nice. So let's get to hear from the last person, then the rest, we shall give you a chance at the end. Now, you can just use the link in the chat. So can you share the video of this session? Yes, we shall share the video of this session, of course. And so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the videos, we always put the videos on YouTube channel. Or even other programs. If you're already familiar with Scratch and you want to learn another language, you can follow our recorded videos for other languages. Let me just share. So let me know if you finish, if you access the offline version or online version. If you've opened Scratch, then let me know. It works both on phones and also computers. So let me share the channel, and then we can get started. So that's a link to our channel. Now, let's when you follow that link, you should be able to get Scratch. And now let's get started. Let me just try to talk about. So Scratch has. I think let me also open my Scratch instead of wasting time using the PowerPoint. So now, let's see, share my screen. Yes, I like Nathani has said there are many blocks in Scratch. We use them to move and many more. Very good. Now, so this is how the Scratch, when you open Scratch, I just don't want to leave anyone behind. So we have our other instructors who are on this call. So if you have a question, please, you can always just leave it in the chat. I think Grace, if you are available, you can be responding to some of the questions, and also Claire, if you are available, you can be responding to those questions in the chat. As I proceed, we want to save time. Now, so this is how Scratch looks like. And just like we said, we are supposed to give characters instructions. They follow the instructions that we give them in order to implement the tasks that we want them to implement. So if I can annotate, I like to, I just hope can annotate my screen and now illustrate what I'm saying. So it has, these are the key areas that we are going to be working with. We have the code section. This is called the code section here, where you see these blocks or these bricks here. Most of you have played brick game, and you're going to really find this fun using an approach of brick game to make things happen. And this is called the coding. So let me just type here. This is called the coding area. And this is called, this I said is the code section, where we get the blocks of code. And then this is the screen. This is the screen where we see whatever we are doing. So before, let me just give Mogisa Emmanuel, I see your hands are up. So I think something is going on. So you can please unmute. If you want to ask a question, please. If you're finished asking your question, you put, you lower your hand such that I don't choose you again. Thank you very much. Let's give a chance to the next person if Mogisa is not ready. Please go ahead.
Me?
Yes, Isaac.
Yes, the question I've just joined. I do not know what is going on. Maybe a highlight.
All right, so if you've just joined, you just need to use this thing that I'm going to share in the chat, and then you will access the offline or the online version, which I will send you the online version later, and then you will be good to start coding with us. So that's the link to the online version.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. How about you? Do you have a question for us?
Anji?
No, I'm going to the next person, sorry. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Can
Please
you go on a tab or an iPad?
Yeah,
The app.
It can go on the app or the tab. So you can first use the online version for now. Let me share my screen and I show you. So sorry. I'm sharing my screen again. Now this is Scratch. When you wanted to install, let me show you for those who are attempting to install, which you may, I don't advise you to do it now, but if you insist. So if you're using a mobile phone, an Android phone, you just click on Android here. It's you click on Android, then you click on Get on Play Store. If you're using a Mac, then you click on Mac OS, then click on Direct Download or Get on App Store. The same applies for those who are, but it's not on iPad. So on iPad, if you're using iPad, you have to use the online version, or we shall send you a different app. You can also search on your iPad, maybe Scratch Export in the chat. It's not, the app is not available yet. They're still working on the version for iPads and iPhones, but it's available on Android phones and the rest of the devices. So before even we do anything, so I just wanted to show you just kind of an inspiration, and I would expect someone to, by the end of this, to develop a game like someone developed here, Minecraft here. So this is a game which has been developed using Scratch, and someone can just click on new, then they can select the game mode. If it's survival, I choose survival, and then I say done. Then the game can start. And then I can start playing my game using the tools. Okay, now that's just to show you what we expect from you. Let's not waste a lot of time there. Let's now do our own, let's learn how to make our own games. So as I was saying, I already explained that in the code section here, we have different categories of blocks. We have the motion blocks. If you want something to move or change the position, you are going to have to use the motion. And if this is a section, the next one is a category for looks, changing the appearance of your animations. We are going to learn more about them when we start. This is sound, to add sound to your animations or to your games. This is events. This is like, we already know that in life, everything has rules. So even in programming, we have rules that govern each programming language. And with Scratch, the rule is the first block to be written has to always be an event. Either one of these events has to always be the one which starts before the other instructions can follow. So otherwise, the computer or the device or the system won't be able to recognize it as a Scratch program. Now, this is the control. This is to change the appearance or maybe the behavior of so many of your program or maybe the instructions that you've written. And we shall be using this I think today when we start over. Then this is the sensing. We shall also look at operators. Mathematics is everywhere. So we have also variables, and there is a day, specific day for studying variables, so don't you worry. Then this is my blocks. When you want to use some blocks, but they are not available in Scratch, you can always use my blocks. So now I was trying to buy some time to see that everyone is now with us. So I think now everyone is with us. So now, as I've been doing here, this is the code section, but here are costumes. And costumes, to just talk about costumes, when you see animated movies, those animated movies are, someone would be wondering how they are even made, because what I know about movies is we record using a camera and then we put the clips together to form a movie. How about animations? Are they living in some planet where people go there and take the pictures or maybe take their videos and then they put them together to make an animated movie? No, that's not the case. Here, with animations, we just take pictures or paint our own pictures of the characters that we want. Then we put those pictures, we shall be calling them frames in our adventure. So when we put those frames together and then we program them, they will become an animation. For example, if you see this costume one, it's just like the first frame or the first picture they painted for this cat here. You can even remove it. This shows that all these parts can be just put together. We shall teach you how to paint them and then arranging them together. So when so in movies, whenever you see movies, someone talk or maybe someone walk, they have just gotten two pictures and then programmed them to move together. So if the more pictures, the more costumes you have, the better your animation. So when you see animations working like real people, it means that they have so many costumes. Just like I just want to share with you this example of this program of Minecraft here. Let me just stop this and then see inside here, and then I show you. So when you see these levels, when you come to the costumes of this program, we have so many costumes such that when someone keeps programming it, it can be changing the color. This will be changing color because this costume here has a different color from this one, from this one, from this one. So when we program, even the person here who is working, the person who you're seeing, your player here, who is running, when I say green flag and then I start, and then let me say, that person is working. We see that person working because they have put so many, this person is working, as you can see, because they have costumes when the legs are apart, the legs are close together, and when even there are changes in the body exposure, as we are going to see here. Let me now get back to our program. If I'm too fast, please don't hesitate to let me know. So the same will happen here. We shall be having so many costumes, and then they will be helping us to make the characters move, even in games, even in the animated stories. Then here is the sound. With sound, you can add sound which is already existing. There are so many sounds here. When you click on this, choose a sound here, you can find animal sounds for animals, effects, so many sounds available here. But then that doesn't mean that you are limited to these sounds which are here. So you can also record. Actually, I always prefer to have voices of real people. And so you can record people who are going to be characters in your movie or in your game by using the record icon here. Or you can just get some sounds from the internet and then use them in your game, or use them, but you download them on your device, then you click on upload. We shall come to that. I'm going to teach you how to do that when that time comes. So then so many games, so many animations are boring if they don't have a background. So that's why we come to this last, I think, let me annotate that side and you can see what I'm talking about. So this last part here, the last column you're seeing here, which has stage, this is used to get your characters some backdrop. So when I click on it, on this blue icon, I can have so many backgrounds here. And when I choose the beach, we shall have our cat on a beach. If I want to get another character in my game, I can just come here to this icon, which is just after the stage. This one here is to choose a sprite. You can also paint your own sprite or get some sprites from the internet, as we shall teach you how to do that. Then you use them in your project. So let me just get a sprite here. If I get here Avery here, I can put Avery here in my game, and Avery is going to be part of my game. And I give Avery will not do anything until I give her instructions. And that's what's going to happen with all the other characters. We have to give each character instructions. Now, let me just check the chat here. Let's see. All right, okay. All right, so I think I'm not too fast. I expected someone to let me know that I'm too fast. Now, let's get started. So when we get the cat, let me start with the cat. So when you want to delete a character which you don't want, maybe you put it by mistake, you can just click on this bucket and then click, then it's going to go away. So we are now going to get started with the first program. And in our first program, we just want to make this cat to walk. So this is the easiest thing to do with Scratch. So you have to go, I told you, you go to the code section, then you go, the events block has to be the first. So whenever someone clicks the green flag here, I want the program to start. So whatever instruction is going to come down here, it's going to be after someone has clicked the green flag. If you want, you can say whenever key, maybe space is pressed, or whenever any letter on your keyboard or any number is pressed, this thing has to happen. So because I'm just, this is the first class, I'm going to use the when green flag is clicked. Now, after saying when green flag is clicked and my cat is here, I just want to say, I go to motion and then I say move. So when I click the green flag, the cat is going to just jump. It's not moving in the rightful way. And we are going to show you how to correct that. So it just makes one step, then I have to keep on clicking the when green flag is clicked for it to change the position. But if you want to stop that, you can go to control here. And under control, there are so many blocks here. We have the wait 1 second. So while walking, the first thing you do is to put the first leg in front. Then you wait for like 1 second and put the next leg to the position where the other leg has moved. So the same applies with animation. If you want them to follow your life, you have to put the wait. This is called a delay in programming. So we have to put some kind of a delay here. And then you can get the forever here. Forever means that do this continuously. If you wanted to just do for for maybe only 15 times and then it stops, then you can use the repeat. So that's why we said things have to follow a certain order. And as you're seeing, my list, whenever someone clicks the green flag, the program is going to move 10 steps and be waiting 1 second for 15 times. So let me try and see what happens here. So this one, I can just take it back by dragging it that side. So the cat will appear as if it is moving. Now to make it move in a rightful way, let me just get back the cat here. I can say, so if you had so many costumes here, so this one has only 2 costumes. So it's just, we can keep on, make it to keep on changing costumes and it appears as if it's working. Then when you have time, you will make even the changes on the mouth and the face such that it appears as if while walking it is speaking or meowing, as we shall try out. So you go to looks, and under looks is what changes the appearance of the characters, of course. So when I go to looks, and the first one here is say hello. I think before doing this walking, let's first make it to say hello. Just bring here, say hello for 2 seconds. I can say hello, my name. So when you get this block, you can click inside this white after say, then you can write whatever you want your cat to say. So I can say my name is Sharon. Like that, then for 2 seconds. So when I click the green flag, the cat is going to say, my name is Sharon. If you wanted to speak with the voice, we shall come to that, I think, at the end, maybe tomorrow. For today, we are just going to make them to show up the stories like this. My name is Sharon. If you wanted to add something else, you can maybe bring another say, put it here and say, nice to meet you. So people will be seeing, people won't be able to see your program, but they will just be seeing the character and the characters. This is what people are supposed to see. When we do programming, it's the programmers who are able to see what is in the code, but the users don't want to see your program. They just want to see things happen here. Now, after this, I can say walk. Now to walk, I want it to walk in a normal way. So to walk in a normal way, we have also the thing here, which we shall learn. So to make it go to another costume, I can just use next costume here. And when I say green flag, it will say my name. Then after doing that, it's following a certain order. Because I said you first have to talk before you walk. That's why it first spoke before it started walking like that. Now, the last thing you have to do with it, you now have to go to motion. And then you say, there are so many blocks here. You are going to realize that once it reaches the edge here, it is going to just go through. It will not be able to sense that this is a wall and I have not to pass through. So now under motion, you just scroll down, leave all this, then scroll down until when you see if on edge bounce. This if on edge bounce. And then put it there. So after this, I'm going to stop and then take some questions. Then the last thing to do is to set rotation style, which is here. And then it should rotate from left to right for now. I just want it to go left and come back. It should not, don't make it to turn around. So just make it rotate left to right. So let me take some questions. Now, no one raising up their hand. If you have a question, please raise up your hand at this stage. Let me give a chance to.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
I had a question.
Speak up, just speak up, please, Nathani.
Yes, teacher, sorry. My question was like, if we want it to jump, how should we make it jump? If like down is an obstacle and then we want it to jump over that if we press space. So how should we make that?
I can't see, I don't hear you properly. If you can be audible enough, then I will be able to respond. But if I heard, maybe you can unmute or just type in the chat your question if you can't be audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, please.
Yes, my question was like, if there is an obstacle down and we want it to jump up on a flip of space, so how should we make that? I did not understand. I tried to do it, but I did not understand it.
All right. So we are going to get to making it jump, especially when for those of you who are going to make platformer games, we shall be showing you how to make it jump. But just to share with you right now, if you want it to jump up, you can use the change Y. This block is what makes it to jump up. So let me just show you. When I click this, it will be able to jump up. And so we shall show you how to make it to jump like it's in a real transformer or maybe platformer game. For now, we are still learning the basics. Now, let me take Shanice. Anyone who has a question, raise up your hand. I'll give you a chance, or just leave your question in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was asking, since you made this cut say like, hello, my name is Sharon, nice to meet you. And you also say that you can use two characters. Can you like make both characters talk?
Very good. That's now what we are coming to. You can make even 10 characters to talk. That's what animation movies are. Animated movies don't have only one character. They have so many characters and they are all talking, they are all walking. So this is just the first day. You don't want to do everything in your first day. Your head might crash. So let's get to hear from the next person.
How do they exactly make a game?
We shall make a game when the time comes. Right now, let's first try to understand how to use the blocks. Let's get to hear from Divine. Okay. Yes, Divine. Okay. Let's get to someone else. Please unmute and
yes,
then ask.
please.
Yes, teacher.
My
Please go ahead.
My question is, when we are using this app and we want to like make a sound for a character that's by real people, should like how do you allow the app to use the your microphone on your computer?
That's what we are going to get to. All right, so now let's, the rest you can leave the questions in the chat. Now, so after making the cut to work, I can make it to work forever by repeating the removing the repeat here. And then instead of repeat, I go to control and I get the forever, and I cover all these blocks with the forever like that. So when I say green flag, it's now going to work without stopping. So then now someone is saying, how do I add sound? So to add sound, you just go to sound here, and then you get the start sound meow here. You can just put it maybe inside the forever here. And then it's going to start meowing. So if you want to change the sound, you can click on this arrow here, or you can come to sound here. And since you only have one sound here, you can come to add, choose a sound here, and then you will have to select from a variety of sounds according to what you want. So if I go to animals here, and maybe I want a goose, I can click on a goose here, and then the goose is going to come here. Whichever sound you're going to use in your project, you first have to bring all the sounds here such that they are available and you don't have to keep on coming. So I can say, I can even look for party, and I click party, then party is going to come here. Then I can look for another sound. Maybe this is, I'm going to use sports, and maybe let me try this. I'm going to use gold cheer, and then I think that's what. So if you don't want the ones which are available here, you can just decide to record your own by coming here, then choose to record. When you click on record here, it's going to tell you if you haven't used your microphone before, it's going to tell you to allow to use your microphone. Then after, you just click on this record and then start talking. When you finish talking, or when you finish recording that person you want to be in your to use their voice in your character, then you can click on stop recording, and then you click on save. If you try, you can try it out and then start talking. When you finish talking, or when you finish recording that. So if you don't like what you're hearing, then you can decide to re-record or just save what you've recorded. When I click on save, it's going to come here as recording 1, and then I'm just going to change the name, maybe this to greeting. So you can have so many sounds, but you can have them to be renamed for to given names that you will be able to remember while doing your instructions. So this is what happens for you was those who are asking how to add the sounds. And then start talking. So you can, when you finish talking, or you finish recording, you can decide to even edit. This point is where you can edit your sound. If you want the sound you have recorded to be in form of a robot, then you can click on robot, and then it's going to be translated into a robot. You can decide to put the fade in here. You can put the fade out. You can reverse. So there are so many tools that we shall look at how to use them here as we proceed, or you can try them out of curiosity and see what happens. So that's it for sounds. Now, if you want, you can download from the internet and then just upload. Let me try to upload one from the internet. I already downloaded it. It's on my computer. So to just go to downloads here, and let me see which my best song. I can upload my best song, and it shows importing. It's now importing it from my computer, and it's going to be available to be used in my game. So here is it. When I play it, my my song is now in my program and I can use it. That's what how fun Scratch can be. And also we shall teach you how to also make the backdrops, be moving backdrops with time. Now, since I have my meow here, it's the one I want to use for the cat. So I want to choose these others which I've already recorded. So now when I play my cat is going to follow these instructions. So this is all for the beginning. Now we want to make a conversation between two people, and then we attempt to make a more advanced project. We want to do something impactful today. So let me see in the chat, excuse me, how do you allow the app to use? I have already explained that. I made it very good. Then Kongs, all right. So the app is like Tinker. Yes. Now, so I like, for those who have tried out Tinkering Studio, that's really good. Now, let's get another character. After making your project like this, if you want to keep it, if you don't want to lose it, you click on a file. So we have so many other tools here, file, the edit, the tutorials. There are other tutorials which are available for you to just get yourself started with Scratch, and you can try them out after this class. And then we have so for now, this box here you're seeing is the project name. If I want to call this my cat story, you just click here, then delete what's there, then call it whatever you want to call it. And then click on file, then save to your computer. Yeah. If I'm leaving you behind, please lift up your hand or just leave the comment in the chat. And then you click, you choose where you want to save it, and then you save. So since I've saved my work, I'm just going to click file and go to a new program. But before I go to the new program, let me, I see AJ is here. I see some questions here, so let me give them a chance. Please go ahead with your question, or let me give a chance to the next person. Yes, please.
Teacher, I had a question. Actually, I saved it, but the only sound was coming that I recorded, nothing else. The screen was not coming in my where I saved it. Yeah.
You want to share your screen, and you want to share your screen?
No, like you told us to how to save it, so I made it and I saved it, but the screen was not coming. Like I on it, but the screen was not on. It only on the background noise, the background.
Oh, but you try recording again, and you see if the problem persists, then you can let me.
Okay, teacher. Teacher, can I have your number?
All right, let me share my number in the chat.
Teacher, you can just give it to me. Let me just type it. Okay, let me on the chat.
So my number is in the chat, MTN and Airtel. And so let me give a chance to AJ. AJ, your hand is up. Okay, I think AJ is not speaking. Let's give a chance to the next person. Now, I just hope that we have not left anyone behind, because you need to, in order for you to advance the next stage, tomorrow we shall be doing some advanced stuff. So if you don't understand what we've learned today, tomorrow you're going to be left behind. That's why I want everyone to ensure that you are at the same point, on the same page. And that's why I'm giving you this time to ask the questions. Or you can ask Grace or Claire, who are also part of this call. Now let me give Caroline.
Excuse me, teacher. Is like if at all I'm choose any other different event, are there sounds for all the different events that are existing?
Yes, you can use any event. You can use any event and all the blocks are going to be available in an event. I don't know whether I've attempted your question. Is that what you are looking for?
Yes, teacher.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. So let's get to hear from Alvin.
I was asking about like that thing for how do you call it, like using like buttons. Are we going to cover it today or tomorrow? Like programming buttons to do certain events.
I beg your pardon, you are sounding a little bit low. I don't know whether you can try to.
Okay, what about now? Am I clear?
Yes, you're now clear.
Okay, now I was saying that how are we going to cover that thing for?
I seem not to hear you. You can, if you're facing challenges with your microphone, you can leave your question in the chat. I think that could be because of network, but if you still face the challenge, then you can leave the question in the chat and I'll be happy.
Okay, I won't put the question in the chat.
Attend to it. So let's get to hear from. Yes, Victor and Abby.
At what time will the next lesson be?
The next lesson
At what?
all our lessons 11:30. Okay. If you have another question, you can also you can ask again. Let's get fear from Sad.
I don't look like it's sad, victim. I don't look weird. The old house, not on sad. Not on just looking cool. She's looking cool.
Okay. Let's hear from Nathani. Nathani, you have a question? Yes, Tenda, you can share your screen if you want to share.
Excuse me, teacher. I just wanted to show you one of the game I had just tried to win, but by mistake I deleted it. So when I make it again, can I
Sorry.
just share the screen tomorrow?
All right, I'll be happy to say it.
Okay.
Okay. Wow, this is good from Tenda. I'm happy that you can be able to make things move, flap. So let's try to make things flap. Yes, let's give a chance to now to make it come back when the head is not. You can use the you go to motion, then you use the block that I said set rotation style, which is under motion, and then make it left to right, such that the head, because where it is, it's now turning and the head is going down. So let's get to give a chance to the next person. Yes, please. Wow. Now, I see you have put your other blocks outside the repeat, so they are not going to be all these other blocks which I'm saying down have to be inside your loop. A loop is that these ones have to be inside the repeat or the forever. You can decide to use the forever if you want them to be happening continuously. So you can just pick them up and fix them below the next question here. Nice, put them anywhere inside. Yes. That's awesome. Now, let me now proceed. Could I, the others, if you want to share, we shall give you a chance after we've shared the next adventure here. So now moving ahead, I have already finished this program. So I'm going to click on file, then new, I have already saved mine. So I'm now going to make birds to fly. And then we shall get to making 2 or more characters to talk. Let's make the birds even to talk to each other while flying. So the first thing I want to do is to delete the cat. So I didn't show you how I deleted. Let me bring it back and then I show you. So if you have a character here and you don't want it, you just click on this bucket, which is a dustbin, then it's going to go away. Now come to choose a sprite here and then click it. And then look for any bird. So I'm just going to go to animals here. And then I'm going to look for, let me choose a butterfly, a bat. So let me choose this bat here. And the first thing I want to do is to make the bat fly. So let me show you how I do that before we come to the conversation. So to make this bat start, I can say, I go to events and say, when green flag is clicked, I want the bat to, maybe I go to looks and I set the size. You go to looks and you look for set size. Let me see set size, where are you? So set size to the bat, when it's in a far, it can be at size 1, like that, such that the bat is not seen when the game starts. And then I will say, after this, then I come to control here and I get my forever here. And then when I get the forever, in this case, I want to, after every 1 second, or maybe 0.2 seconds, I want it to do what? To increase the size. So I change. This time I use the change size, not the set. So I change size by maybe 0.1. So let me see. And then I also go to the next costume here. So when I click the green flag, the bat appears as if it's flying, and it's flying coming to my side. So that's the first thing that you can do with your bat. So let's try to make the bat to fly. So as things, we have to create games which are follow the real life, in that when something is far, it's small, and as it keeps on coming closer, it becomes bigger. Just like you can see a bird in space, it's smaller until it comes close to you. And that's what I was trying to bring here. You first have to set the size to be a very small number, then you keep on changing the size after every maybe few seconds, and then you keep on changing the costume such that it appears as if it is flying. So let everyone try out that. Now, after doing this, you can get another character. Here, you can just choose another character here. Let me get another bird. Maybe let me get a dove. So when I get a dove, when I click green flag, the dove does nothing because it doesn't have any instruction here. So I can say, First of all, when green flag is clicked, this is now, I'm now programming the dove and I'm not programming the bat. So when I click on the dove, whatever instruction I write here is going to go to the dove. So whenever the green flag is clicked, I want the dove to maybe first go. I go to motion and I say go to this position. So let me first I want my dove to begin from this point here, down here. So I want to say, let it go to this position here. This position should be the same as what you see here. After going to this position, I want the dove to glide. I want it to glide to maybe to glide to the bat. Let me see what happens. If I say green flag, it glides to the bat. Okay, that makes sense. Or it can make it to glide to any random position by that. So it glides to any random position. Gliding is just to move from one place to another continuously. Now, after gliding to a random position, I want it to set, to start to go to control, or maybe to say something. Now, this is where I'm going to introduce, I don't want to be too fast. Let me first pause here and I see. Now, if I wanted it to say something, I can go to looks here. Then I get the say. Hi, Bart. Hi, Bart, you are too fast. You are too fast. Then I get another block here. And now I can say, do you want to have a chat with me? Do you want to chat with me? And after saying this, I just want it to start also flying. So I go to control and then I get the forever here. And then I go to looks and I get the next costume. So next costume, whenever you want something to just change its behavior, it's always going to be under looks. And we have next costume here, we have next back group if you're programming the back, the stage, or we have so many blocks that we are going to be looking at. If I want it to change the color effect, I can put change color effect here. Then I put the weight, maybe wait 1 second. And then I can go to looks again. And then I make it to reduce the size. So I change size. If I wanted to reduce the size, this bat, I made it to increase the size because that was positive. If I want the size to reduce, I can put minus, then I put the number. So if I say minus 0.4, then it's going to be reducing the size. Let me try out and see what happens. So it's going to be reducing the size as it flies. It's going to be going smaller and smaller, as you can see here. If you want it to be faster, so you can reduce the weighting to maybe 0.3, like that. Now, let me see, are we having the next session tomorrow on Sunday? Yes, we have the next session tomorrow on Sunday at the same time, 11:30. So this is it for 2 bats to fly at the same time. You can have so many of them and then program them. Any character, you can have million characters here and then you program them and they will behave the way you want them to behave. Now, after this, I can come to stage and then I give them a backdrop. So let me see which backdrop I can give them. Let me give them the boardwalk here. And then they have a background here. So if I want some music to play in my background of the game, I come and click on stage. And then under stage, I'll come and say, whenever the green flag is clicked, I go to sound, and then I play sound until done. The until done means the sound is going to, the music is going to play until the song ends. So I click on this arrow here to, since I don't have the songs here, I will come to sound here. Then I come select or just upload. Let me upload one of the music that I have downloaded on my computer. So it's going to import, then the song is going to come here. So when I come to code, when I click on this arrow, the song is now available here. And now when I click the green flag, sorry, I have to first set the DAV. So I go to looks and I set the size of the DAV, because now when I start, it's starting small. So I set its size initially to be at 100. When I click the green flag, okay. Now let me remove my music because it may be distracting. Where is the music? It was in my stage here. And you can also decide that you can change, when you come here to back, when you click on stage and you come to backdrops, there is only one backdrop. This one is empty. Let me delete it. You can add so many backdrops and make them to be going to the next backdrop. If I click on next backdrop here, then I click on this, it's going to come here, and then I can add another backdrop. Maybe let me choose this time round this benchmark. So when I come to code, I can say get the control, then I get the forever here, and then I go to looks, and under looks I will select the next backdrop here. And then after every maybe 5 seconds, you change the backdrop. So when I click on green flag here, the backdrops will keep on switching like that. And as you can see, when the bat is coming from the background, the other side. So we are supposed to end at 1 p.m. So now I think I will pause here for today. And most of the stuff we shall learn tomorrow, because today we wasted a lot of time introducing, downloading the software. But tomorrow is when we are going to have an amazing experience, learning a lot of cool stuff. So by the end of today, if you don't have the software, if you face challenges, we shall share this recorded session on YouTube, and you can follow through, or you ask us the question through WhatsApp or through email. You have our emails, you have our WhatsApp, and then we can be able to guide you if it's failing to install on your computer or on your mobile phone. We have other alternative ways you can have it installed, which we can guide you through. So someone is asking, may you help me with your name? So I am called Solomon. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm called Solomon Gire, and I work with Makerere Innovation Society. I'm passionate about technology. I make a lot of robots and I make a lot of applications Some of my applications are available on Play Store. I'll be sharing with you the links to them as we proceed with this adventure. And I also make Scratch apps, which I also have a Scratch account where I upload the games. So you can call me Solomon throughout this class. And let me also give a chance to Grace and Claire to introduce themselves before we can take some questions. So you're going to be working with Grace, you're going to be working with Claire, you're going to be working with Agaba, you're going to be working with Vivian, you're going to be working with Carol, and some other trainers who may be assigned to you. So let's get to hear from Grace, who is here. And if Claire as well, you're still here, you can introduce yourself.
Wow, wow. Welcome everyone from the lesson. It has been an interesting class today. People have been so active. I'm called Jimono Grace, passionate about IT, technology, programming. I'm happy to be with you today and I hope to be with you always. Be well.
All right, thank you very much, Grace. Do we have Claire? Claire here. So Grace has been training children since 2009 when we started, 2019, sorry. I think that's when we started the programs at Bustema University. We started training kids in 2018 when we had our first camp at Makerere University. And so we have been having physical camps in schools, at the university, and we're also going to have another physical camp, I think in December, since the lockdown has been lifted, at the university as well, for those of you who will manage who will be in holidays by that time. So if Claire is not available, let me first take some questions here. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the National Coordinator of ICT Teachers in Uganda for helping reach all of you to have access to this. Without them, we would not be having this training today. So I also thank the Creative Child Foundation, Makerere University, Scratch Foundation. That system you're using was made by Scratch, and we have a partnership with Scratch. They are funding. This program is fully funded by these stakeholders, and they are ensuring that every child in the whole world has access to lifelong learning skills like this. So I also thank the Makerere Innovation Society talent team for coming up with the curriculum for this program and also for the other programs that you may be involved with. So let's get to hear from Alvin. I see your hand is up.
Yeah, so I was just asking, is this thing like every day or it's just on weekends?
So we have this, this program you're under is happening on Saturdays and Sundays until 31st. But we have programs which happen during weekdays, which if you're free during weekdays, you can sign up for them. We shall maybe share a link to some of the programs, but you will always have to meet us on weekends, but during weekdays, we have a module for you, which you will learn. We have resources for you to learn on your own and then complete the assignments that will be sent to you. Now, let's get to hear from Isaac.
Yes, teacher. Teacher, I'm wondering how is it possible for us to, like, for example, I'm here and I want to finish programming here because I've been wanting to follow along, but my internet has not been steady. Where are we going to find this meeting? recording.
So now you mean the recording of this class, and also we are going to share with you the PowerPoint that I think, let me share the link to the PowerPoint and the link to the YouTube channel for the recorded video. Just give me a second. So let me share this here. And please don't hesitate to teach your friends who didn't manage to join us. If you have understood the concept, you can teach them. So that's the link to the YouTube channel. If you can subscribe to it and be getting the videos, then let me now share the link to the slides that I used today. Share that here. So here is the link to the slides that we used today. You can download them. When you follow this link, the way, let me show you how to use this. Slide. Okay. So when you follow that link, you're going to see the slides coming here, but don't edit the slides from here. What you're supposed to do, let it load. You're going to go to File. You go to File here, then you just decide to save the program, to save the slides, then you can read them offline. So this is what you're going to see. So when you click on File, here, you just click on Download as PowerPoint. Download as PowerPoint, then you go through them because they have everything that we have learned today, or not everything, but most of the important stuff that we learned today are in these slides. So you can follow that. Don't feel free to share with your friends who may not be able to join the Zoom calls, but can follow the slides. You can also share with them the link to follow through. Let me give a chance to the next person if you want to ask. Sorry if I. So that is. Let me give a chance to the next person. Who was the name? Who was the first? Please unmute. Can't seem to see the names.
Yes, teacher. Teacher?
Yes, please go ahead.
I wanted to say something.
Please
No,
go
I'm
ahead,
not able to. I was not able to crop the things.
Teacher, your mic is muted.
You're not able to do what? Okay, I didn't get your question clearly. You said you're not able to do what?
Crop.
Do you want to share your screen? You can share your screen and I see the challenge. Maybe I can be able to respond to you. Try to share your screen. Okay, so I don't see, but I don't get why when you say you can't crop. I just seem not to understand the question. Maybe if you can use another word to illustrate that. Otherwise, let's be hearing from the next person. Okay, now to conclude, I think we need to conclude now. see. So we shall meet tomorrow at the same time, and we shall also send you today, by the way, we have a competition and that's going on between or among his children who are also creative children like you who have been part of the program before. The competition is happening at 4:30 using the same Zoom link. So if you're free by that time, you can join in and see what others are presenting. These are the finals. We always have a Young Innovator of the Month. Every month we select who the best innovator is, and we select them from so many kids who come in the semifinals, and then we select only 10 participants to compete in the finals. And today we have 10 brilliant individuals from robotics, from games, from apps. People are doing different stuff, but they have all been selected to compete in the finals. So the same link that you used to join this call will be used at 4:30 today if you want to come and see and vote for, because we always allow the participants to vote for the best innovator. Innovator was the best innovator one. And then the previous month we had Cherotich Natasha, who is from Kaboja Junior School. She's in P4. Then the previous month we have Kyle Aluma from Moi Educational Center in Nairobi, who won in that month. So every month we have these competitions and we give you a chance to compete after learning different skills. So what I wanted to now summarize within, just give me, borrow me 2 minutes, then I just summarize this here. So we looked at, today we looked at the Scratch program, and we looked at how to use the say hello to make Sprite to speak. And we looked at how to save our projects. Then we made the cat to speak. We made the cat to say different sentences. Then we character speaking, and we can always change how fast the words or maybe the stories come by modifying the seconds here, the time. Then we also looked at the fact that we have to put the blocks together in order to work. So a bunch of blocks should be locked together, and they are known as a script. So in programming, we shall be calling this a script. And then the computer needs the scripts to tell it exactly what to do. We already spoke about that. Then we spoke about the forever block, which is a loop which ensures that everything continues happening without stopping. And we also looked at the repeat, which makes it just happen specific period or maybe a number of steps. Then we looked at so we looked at this. Then we looked at costumes, and we showed you that what makes them to change the appearance is under costumes. And if you have so many costumes, your program is going to be better. So the more the costumes, the better the program. And as we continue this adventure, we shall show you how to paint your own costumes. Then we also looked at how to change the costumes, to switch the costumes in the program. And then we looked at, we didn't look at, this is just to select a few specific costumes. But what we looked at was to enable us to switch to all the costumes available for us. Then we say that if we use the delay, the time, the wait block is called a delay in programming. And in all languages, even in C, Java, Python, we use a delay to make things to wait for some time before the other activity happens. And then we looked at the fact that when you're moving, we went to motion, and that's where we got our blocks for moving. And if you wanted to move slower, you can change this from 10 to maybe 2 to 3, or if you wanted to move faster, you can just change. This number can be adjusted, and also the number inside the weight can be adjusted. Then we looked at So this is what I was talking about, the wait between the steps. It makes one step, then waits for 1 second, and then it goes to the next step. And then we looked at the event. So under event, we said you can have, if you want, you can have like 10 programs on one character, and you can be having different events starting, and then they are separated like this. So we shall look more into that tomorrow. Then we looked at and the if on edge bounce, that if it's not there, then the character is just going to go and not sense that this is a wall and I should maybe change the direction or maybe go back. So it's important to note the if on edge, which is under motion. Then we also looked at how to add backdrops to our animations, and we showed you where to get that. And then we also showed you that you can paint your own backdrops or download your own backdrops from the internet. Then we looked at how to save your work, that if you don't want to lose your work after making it, you click on file, then save now, or you just click on save to your computer and it's going to be stored on your computer. Then we also looked at, so that's it, sorry. That's all that we wanted to share today. I think that was the last slide. Now, tomorrow we shall be advancing. So we want you to practice whatever we have learned today, because tomorrow we are not going to repeat. If you missed any concept, go through the slides or go through the recorded video. And then if you still get stuck, when we start tomorrow, you can ask a question. So you can also share the link to the video when you receive it with your friends who missed the class, or you can share the slides with any of your friends who missed the class. So someone is asking, can we have access to the class, to the notes? Yes, I just shared the link to the slides here in the chat. Please use that link. Just click on that link and you'll have access to the slides. Then the recorded video is going to be shared from on YouTube just a few minutes from now. It's going to be available on YouTube, and here is a link to the YouTube channel. So if there is no question, then please let's meet at 4:30 for those of you who are going to be joining us for the competition. And or if you're not going to join us for the competition, then we meet tomorrow at 11:30. Let's keep time because we have a lot to. I see Mary has a question. Is it? Are you raising up your hand to ask? Unmute. You unmute yourself, then you ask. We are not hearing you. Just click on unmute there on your screen. So I don't know whether there's someone who can guide you over. You click on unmute.
I'm done. Is it today or tomorrow?
Or you can just leave your question in the chat.
Mary, I said something.
Mary, we can now hear you. We can now ask.
Is it today or tomorrow? The competition.
Competition is happening today. The finals happen today at 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, also Isaac wants to say something. Isaac.
Right. Isaac? All right, Isaac, please unmute. Then we get to Alvin.
Yes, teacher. This is my last question. Teacher, when are we going to like start? Are we only going to be using Scratch programming? Because I want to make apps and games and all stuff like that. Are we going to be able to do that all in this month, or if you're able to if you pass, like you excel in this one, like if you finish this training, you can go for another one. Like you
Yes, if
can
you finish
start
this
another.
training, and if you get through this training and you pass it very well, because there is going to be project presentations at the end, those who pass will be given certificates and they will be qualifying for the Ignite stage of the program, where we will learn now other languages and also how to make other programs.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Welcome. Let's get to hear from Alvin. Okay.
For me, I didn't have anything to say. I don't.
All right. So if there are no more questions, please, thank you very much for joining us today. And thank you for being an active class. I've enjoyed teaching you today. And I would also want to enjoy that too. I want to be happy at the end of the program, seeing you also competing in the Young Innovator or in the Coding Heroes. We have so many competitions that go around. We expose you to the competitions. We also have competitions which between countries, between districts, between students. So if you prepare yourself and practice, you will qualify for those competitions. See you the next time we meet. So I'm going to stop this meeting.
Teacher Solomon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Teacher Solomon.
Bye, teacher. Bye.
Bye, Teacher Solomon. Bye.
Thank you for the lesson.
Yes, please. You have something to say?
Bye.
Please assist Senda, who is talking of a bat. I don't know whether she was talking of the costume or there's a certain thing she's talking of again. But maybe she needs an explanation about the bat. She has sent several messages about a bat.
Okay, but so maybe she will follow the recording, or we shall get that question tomorrow when we start. Sorry, I missed it. Okay, bye everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.